Good evening. As I said, I'm a candidate for sheriff, and I'll just tell you a few minutes about myself. First and foremost, before I even get into that though, everyone should be aware that our department, myself and our department, find ourselves in a very unique situation right now, on the eve of a very significant change in the way that we do business in terms of the criminal justice system. And before I go into that, just know that for the first time in 30 years now, Sheriff Hennessy, who has guided us and led us and who has established a very strong legacy within our department and given us so much, has decided to retire out and move on with his life after laying a very strong foundation for us right on the eve of this change. So with that being said, I took a look and felt that in regards to that situation, the realignment of state prisoners coming back into our system and becoming a part of our community with oversight at the county level, not at the state level, I felt that it was very important that someone from within our department, somebody with the experience within our department, be the person for the job of sheriff, and that person is me. I've risen through the ranks. I've been promoted by the sheriff 4 times now. I've gotten his professional endorsement in terms of doing the job. I've also had experience at all levels of the job itself. Management, operations, administration, the different divisions that we have. I've been a part of this department, and I hope to continue to be a part of that department in terms of what I do. One thing also I have a very strong affiliation. I have a love for this department and the people that I work with every day. I'm absolutely completely dedicated to carrying on the sheriff's legacy, to carrying on and building on the foundation that he's given us as we face these new challenges in public safety. I have the universal support of the 2 labor organizations who represent the women and the men in our department. I have the support of the people who do the job every day, and I think that's very important when facing these new challenges, to have people behind you that are ready and able to do the job and do it well. I also have a close personal tie to the department. My very first day on the job as a deputy, I was late. I relieved my the person I was supposed to replace late, and she was not very happy with me. So in order to make up for that, I eventually married her, and with her I have 5 children now. So if that doesn't speak to my dedication to this department, I don't know what else I could possibly do. I'm raising our 5 children now in the city of San Francisco, and they are 9, 7, and I have 3 that are 3 years old, and I want them to grow up in a safe San Francisco. So I have a very close personal vested interest in being a part, proactively being a part of that safety. Also, in terms of my vision for this department, I don't want to say that we just want to carry on what the sheriff has given us. I want to move beyond what the sheriff has given us. We engage in establishing programs and things which will have people build a foundation with each individual, and we call them the 5 keys. We have our educational component, our recovery component, we have our focus on employment, on family, and on community. And all of those different keys, they're very important, each in and of itself, and we're very strong when it comes to our educational component. We have a jail built around a high school now, which I've been a part of managing, and it's been very successful, and I hope to bring that to the next level now that we will have people coming into our system with the state prisoners coming back in, with people sentenced to county jail for longer periods of time. I hope to continue their education on. Once they receive their diploma, move them on into college level courses to give them additional educational chances and opportunities. I also want to improve on and move towards growing in the areas of economic employment development. We have programs in place right now. We have an affiliation with Goodwill in terms of our truck driving school. We have computer classes in the classrooms. We have laptops we give them to learn those skills. I'd like to move beyond that and get them to the next level when it comes to that. And finally, as a department, I want to see us more in the community. I want us to do community outreach, to be involved with meetings such as this, to have us out there, to be on the front end of things so that we don't get too many people on the back end of things. So my main goal as the sheriff will be to make sure we ensure the reintegration of these individuals back into our communities from our custody. And by doing that, we create a safer place for us all. So if you're interested in a candidate with the experience, with the support of the people who actually do the job, I'm the person for the job. Thank you. Yes.
I wanted to know about the
All right, the question was my administrative experience. Actually, when I was in the department, after a few years, I was picked to join the training unit. I helped to develop our field training manual. So that was a task given to me at my very first promotion as a senior deputy. I eventually became the manager of the training unit, and for 5 years I spent there. One of the interesting things there is that I had to help manage state funding. We get state funding for our training and our professional standards. And in addition to that, in and out of the jails, in and out of our patrol units, I moved on to our investigations unit. So I was responsible for both criminal investigations and internal affairs investigations. So those are the areas where I've had experience administratively within our department.